How's it going, garden people? Welcome back to the Hidden Gardens. Today we're going to go over the front entryway gardens from the past year and plans looking forward to this coming season. Adding more hellebores for sure come this year. I have a couple on order. Hopefully the ones that were planted should make it through. I'll be cutting back the foliage here soon, so we'll find out. Almost time for spring pruning as well, so we'll be tackling that. Added a bunch of daffodils and alliums this past year, so hopefully this show will be a bit bulked up as well. Hoping to shift my focus from the front to the back and side gardens this year, particularly because that's the majority of the plants that I ordered was for the back and the side, though the front area is definitely a priority space to be taken care of. Tulips have to go in the pots here because, as you can see, rabbits are pretty much everywhere in the garden and multiplying yearly. So notes for this year, make sure to find a pretty way to protect the holly trees from the rabbits come the fall time. Now this whole view has changed quite a bit because I've moved that butterfly bush, I've taken out that beautyberry, so this year it's going to look quite a bit different. I also finally got this plant into the ground. I moved quite a bit of plants actually, so that's a lesson for new gardeners. Don't be scared to move things around. Just dig it up and move it. If it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, replace it or find something better. Yes, the rabbits got to that echinacea eventually. This garden space was pretty magical this summer, so I'm pretty pleased with how most of the plants fared. A couple of pests, but for the most part, everything did really well. Thoroughly enjoyed this Ruby Falls Weeping Redbud this year. I'll look forward to the Lavender Twist Redbud growing up in this space. Hopefully it'll give a nice symmetrical look. And yep, more bunnies. I've enjoyed the trees that I've put up here. Definitely a lot of winter interest and evergreen interest has gone in, and that's really developed the space, so I'm enjoying that. The Miss Lemon Abelia, definitely a great addition. Still working on camera skills and camera settings and such. Hopefully, since these summer videos into the fall videos, I think they seem to be a bit better in transition. Hopefully, so let me know in the comments. Also the speaking, I'm definitely not a speaking person, so hopefully I'm improving there as well. Okay, let's talk about Bruno. Now, the grass, I love the grass as pathways. I hate the maintenance of grass pathways. However, I don't have much in the budget for anything else, so I'm pretty much going to have to work with it for now and keep working at it, and hopefully it'll just get better. We'll see. When it's nice and lush, though, I do like the look of it, for sure. Can we get a moment for this Tough Stuff hydrangea? So if you're a returning viewer to my channel, thanks for coming back. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the gardens. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing so that you can join along on the gardening journey. My intention with my channel is not so much to tell you how to do things, but to motivate you to get out and get into your garden. Even if you don't have your own garden, you can come along on mine, or visit another garden, paint a garden, read about a garden. Just continue along on your gardening journey because it's definitely worth it. This hedge of hibiscus was absolutely spectacular this year, minus the pest pressure on the foliage, but the flowers were unbelievable. That's him. That's the culprit, or at least one of them anyways. Totally wreaked havoc on the Castle Spire hollies this year. The addition of these crab apples was really a great idea. I'm really looking forward to this spring, and I definitely love the foliage on this summer wine 9 bark. In the sun, it's super spectacular. It's really, really pretty. And this coral bark Japanese maple is probably one of my favorites. This tree has been really lovely. I've moved it around quite a bit. It survived. I haven't noticed any major issues with it. It's all season type of interest. The foliage changes throughout from the beginning of the summer. It's like a lime green with reddish tinge. And then as you can see by the fall, it's just beautiful. So I'm pretty pleased with the plantings in terms of trees for this front yard. The red buds seem to do well as long as I shade their roots. The crab apples give all year round interest and provide some food for the birds, as well as the evergreen interest that's occurring in this front yard gives some good structures in the winter. These castle spires are great for not only food for the birds, but to provide hopefully an evergreen type of screening once they get big enough, as long as I can get them big enough away from the bunnies. Though otherwise, what's on the agenda for this year is maintenance. I definitely want to make sure that I'm taking care of the things that are planted here. So I'm going to focus more on taking care of those things, getting some fertilizing done, making sure that the prunings are taken care of and the beds are cleaned up and mulched, taking care of the weeds and such. But as far as plantings are concerned, I'm pretty pleased with how things are laid out so far. I do have some more space to fill, so we'll see, what I might end up with at the garden center or what I have on order. I'm not sure. I might have a few things that can go in the front entryway gardens. I do know I do want to add a few things that I have in the greenhouse. So we'll see, what gets added and where. Definitely more space to fill in this quadrant of the entryway gardens. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've called this place the entryway gardens, but I want to change the name because I think that having different names for different parts of your gardens is a fabulous way to not only keep things separate, like I'm working in this area of the garden today or, this garden today, but I think that it also adds an element of fun and magic to gardening. So I definitely encourage you to name parts of your garden whatever you would like. I think that I'm going to call this Entryway Gardens Wonderland. It fits. I'm also probably going to go with Emerald City for along the back gardens because that's got all the emerald arbs back there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about naming gardens in the comments. All right. So I hope I've inspired you to get some planning and thinking and continuing along on your gardening journey, whatever that looks like for you. And thank you for coming along on mine.